What's up, everybody? 32 Icon here. I hope that you guys are doing well. I'm doing well myself. Please go ahead and like and subscribe if you haven't already, in good faith that I'll continue bringing you great content. So today I want to talk about me purchasing a shorter rifle. Now, I'm not going to do a lot of editing in this video because I have a lot of thoughts going through my head. I'm still trying to figure all of this out. So bear with me as we work through it together, okay? Now, in the state of Connecticut, I mentioned on a previous video that we have all of these rules and stipulations and bureaucratic red tape that we have to follow as regular civilians. So what you may do in Tennessee or Florida or Texas, we can't do here in Connecticut. So we have to figure out a way to still get what we want, but within the parameters of the laws, okay? So I want a shorter rifle, like I want a shorter long gun. And I have a few long guns, but I don't have anything under 16 inches, right? So I was thinking, okay, great. So I'll get a AR pistol. Well, because, you know, I've been doing some research and I like the AR pistols, but then I started thinking, I'm like, okay, upon research, I realized in the state of Connecticut, you need a virgin lower, right? So a virgin lower here is probably $2,000, and that's if you can find it, and that's if you can get it for $2,000, but it's about $2,000. So an virgin means it has never been converted to a rifle, it's never been converted to a pistol, it has not been touched. So I'm like, okay, that's out of the picture. And then I thought about a short barrel rifle. Well, again, in Connecticut, you have to, first of all, if you want a short barrel rifle, and I think this is federal law, you have to pay a $200 tax stamp, right? That's just for the certificate to be able to carry an SBR, right? Then in Connecticut, you gotta get the paperwork. You have to literally walk over to the state, hand them the paperwork. They have to sign off on it. Then you have to do like fingerprints. You have to do this, that, give blood, give an arm, give your firstborn. You got to do all this stuff and then wait to see if you were approved. Now, in Connecticut, so far, the wait is 9 months. That's from the people that I spoke with on the gun pages that I'm associated with. It's 9 months. And one gentleman has a friend who sent his paperwork in. Something happened with his credit card number. After 4 months, they sent him back the paperwork. He fixed it, sent it back to them. They said, well, we have your paperwork, but you didn't send us the, I think it was the application or something that he was missing. But he didn't send it because they already had it. They were only missing the credit card information. So then they made him do it over, send it back. Anyway, he's going on 8 months to see if he's approved. Also, in that time frame, I believe it's against the law to even start building on your SBR. So say, for example, I was able to get a pre-ban or I got a lower and I put all the paperwork through and I want to, in the meantime, while I'm waiting for almost a year, I want to start building, collecting stuff. I don't believe you can even start purchasing that stuff without a tax stamp. So hell, I changed my mind from day to day. In 9 months, I might not even want it. So anyway, so I was like, okay, forget it, I'm not going to do that. So then I started thinking, when you're filling out your DPS form, the options are handgun, long gun, other. So in Connecticut, we have an option for an other. So if I were to choose that, I can get my other, which to you may look like a rifle. It's still the same components. It's just the way it's configured is considered an other. But, so I can get that. But then I'm like, okay, how many inches I'm going to get it in? So if I get the 300 blackout, that's if I want that. If I get the 300 blackout in Connecticut, because of the rules, in the other, I could only get it in 12.5 inches. But with you guys, you might be able to get it as short as 8 inches. I know this all sounds confusing. And if I were to do the other in a 5.56, it'll still be 12.5 in the other. But if you were to do it in your free state, you can go as low as 10.5 inches, but we can't do that. So for my personal use, it would either be a 300 blackout or 5.56, but both would be in 12.5 inches, if that makes sense. Okay, so I'm trying to decide if I'm going to do that. Now, here's the other caveat. Coins, right? So again, everything here is expensive, and I do want it. So then my friend was telling me, like, Liv, how much do you really want this shorter rifle? You don't even shoot the one you have. And I was like, well, who cares? I want it. So he was like, well, listen, if you really want it, then sell some stuff in your safe and purchase it. So I was thinking, you know what? I'm like, you know what, Mike, you're right. This is what I'm gonna do. So I went in my safe and I was looking, I was just standing there, I was like, what can I get rid of that I won't have, seller's remorse later on? So I have a few things here. I'm gonna show it to you, all right? Number one, and these are all empty. My CZP-10C, right? Now, you've never seen this gun because, like I told you guys before, everything is not for everybody, and I don't always post my guns on YouTube. But this is one that I might get rid of, and you're probably thinking, like, Liv, you out of your mind, like that gun is off the chain. And you're right, but I already have another one. Don't ask why. I have two. One I got in a deal I made with some ammo, whatever. The point is, I have two. So this will be on the chopping block. This is a sacrificial lamb. Now, the next one I'm gonna show you, you're gonna think I'm like have lost it, but I haven't. This is it looks familiar, right? VP9SK, right? Someone wanted to make a deal with me, traded me. Listen, I already have my gray one. I still have my gray one. All right. And I made the video where I told you that I traded it for the gray one. I did. This is another one. All right. Long story short, we're not getting into it, but I traded and now I have it. So for me, it's sacrificial lamb because I already have my gray one. So I'm good. Last one up. The SIG 1911. This is my 45. This is my first 45 that I've ever had. But as I told you in other videos, it's uncomfortable sometimes for me to shoot it. Now I could switch this. I don't even know if I could switch this over, this magazine button, and switch it over, change the grips out. And actually I was told to do that, to change the grips, reverse the magazine button, and I would like it. But I don't know, these controls here, they protrude a lot. So I don't know. I like the caliber and I like the feel of it, but I don't know if I shoot it enough to want to keep it. And I'm thinking at this point, I need to scratch my itch for another long gun. However, I don't have any coins to go get one. So now I have to make decisions that, are kind of tough decisions. But at the same time, again, I already have one of these. This was my first 45, but now I have the P220 Legion from 6 Hour. So I could get rid of it, and I like the P220 better. So anyway, I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do in order to scratch this itch for my long gun, or other, I should say. Anyway, that's what I'm thinking about. I know I'm kind of rambling a little bit, but I've been kind of going back and forth with it because, like I told you, again, I don't really shoot my rifles, but I figured that I should have something a little bit shorter than 16 inches. And at this point, I do not. But I also have other pistols that if I got rid of these three, chances are I probably will not have seller's remorse. So they're sacrificial lambs, and I'm okay with that in order to get something I've never had before and something that I want. And then again, once I get it, if I don't, like it, I can sell it off. But I didn't have to take any money out of my pocket in order to do it. So As I told you guys before in other videos, I always look for deals. I'm patient. Bartering is one of the best ways to get things that you want. And so I have strategically put a plan in place that will help me get what I want and not have to really sacrifice everything. I have to sacrifice something, but not to the point where I'm like, I forget it, I don't want to do it. So this is where I am. Let me know your thoughts. I know it's a lot of information, I know it's a lot of rambling, but I wanted to show it to you and hear what you guys have to say, all right? So I hope you're well. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Thanks. Peace.